Alright, there it goes. Alright, hello everybody. Samius. We're gonna stream for a little bit this morning. Not feeling amazing, and my throat is on fire. But wanted to stream a little bit this morning anyway. I was really hoping after being up for a little bit it would stop, but it still just is a burning. But it's fine. We're gonna have a good time. This just seems like a waste right now. I don't have room for solar panels. Sure, whatever. Alright. So I'm gonna keep my talking kind of to a minimum. And for that, I do apologize. But I don't want to deal with my sore throat getting sore. It's full. I need to make another. Oh, but this one's full and this one's not. Okay, sweet. Okay. So we're in the process of like getting some basic storage up and running and kind of like getting things really started, right? So this is ready to start smelting. We got to get fuel up from the top right now. It might be easier to bring it from the bottom, honestly. Excuse me. Currently doesn't have to go past this. Yeah, let's just shift it. So this is a map that I'm thoroughly enjoying called Dec DangOREus. Hey. Or I should say that's the mods that are going in it. Is the primary mod is this Dec DangOREus mod. I'm really enjoying the idea, the concept behind it. It's a little tougher than I thought. And my November map, I actually really feel like I pushed it almost too hard. So I'm hopefully going to enjoy. Let's leave that like that for just a second. So I'll show you guys in a second where we're at, those of you who are here. Granted, I realize we're not the most here yet this morning. Fine. This. Wow, this is done too. So basically what we're doing right now is we're setting up an early smelting chain. Of course. So over here we're storing, over here we're smelting. These are steel furnace eye. Right now there's just this chain, but we can always add more in the future. We can go up or down or whatever with more. And then should probably put a little furnace icon in here. Let's see, let's deconstruct all of these to start with. Kind of starting with my usual plan of a little bit of a few robots to just to start with. Anyway, so we're smelting iron in here, and then that will go into iron storage. And not that this will probably ever fill too far, but we can store quite a bit in here. In this room. And then what do they come out in? Currently the top two? Yeah. So currently here and here. And then what that'll do is that'll feed back down to the bus area down here. And what I'm trying to do, or the idea is, hopefully, to move to this kind of system. And then I can, when we get the bigger building, which, did we unlock? We did not. What are we doing now? Circuit conditions? Nothing? Back to work on that. I think we can take out all of that for now. All of this for now. These will probably screech to a halt, but we'll figure it out in a second. And what this will just do real quickly is we will that'll all feed into there, no problem. Look at these splits. Yeah, see, this is the real problem. We are a little light, dangerously light on coal. It is prioritized this direction, and we do have a little bit sitting here, so I'm not like panicked. You're kidding me again. So at least turn the base back on while we get things going again. But I don't know. I'm having a good time with this little pack here for sure. Alright, so until we can kind of get really well organized, we're just kind of playing the spaghetti game. Alright, so it looks like we have a mass quantity of copper, which is pretty standard. And we're trying very hard to fight our way over here to where there's actual coal. At the same time, we're trying to square up the edges, trying to do all the battling. Just give it a second, make sure our corners are continuing to work on squareness here wherever possible. See anything there, so I think we can just get away with this. Nice, alright. Look at that. We're definitely getting closer. Go here, over there. See, the problem is that we needed to get to some coal earlier, so I had to chunk down here a little bit because it was the closest available coal. So now we've got this massive dip. So it's going to be a little bit of a pain. So I've set this up to just be able to grab coal every once in a while and manually throw it in here for now. And that's kind of what's keeping us going. Alright, so if we're going to copy this structure, we need 3 more of these, which means a bunch of stone we probably don't have. How much stone do we have? Probably close. Okay, now iron. Iron we have plenty of right now. There's one. Like I said, I kind of want to build this chain for now, several times. And then hopefully what we'll be able to do is one of these for each material, and kind of, if I chunk them down similarly. Man, I gotta remember how to get rid of that. Alright, so let's check out this side. This side's getting close to ready to go. This corner's close to ready to move. We're kind of fighting up here to try to clean this up a little bit and level it over. Basically, it's just these guys back here cutting along. I'd like to, well, I guess it could kind of go there, but I can't get it out, so. But when this finishes up, we'll hopefully have the ability to extend this line straight over this way. And that'll help. Actually, we need this stuff now. So let's grab this. That's right. Okay, good. Wow, that's pretty far. At first I was just thinking we can just move these lines down. Not have to keep pushing this line all the time, but not as confident now. Yeah, basic robots. I think you should start with a starter bundle or whatever. It really does make a lot of sense to me. Excuse me, my throat. Really, now this can just go like that. And then, can I take this line and go like this? Looks like I can. Because we can pull this one out, which again is part of the problem. Part of what I didn't want to be doing is constantly shifting these big lines. I'd really like to figure out a way to like standardize my return lines. This line is moving and this line is not. Oh, because you're side loaded on here. See, this is the problem. Because I don't have these major lines kind of already carved out and figured out where they're going to go. I get these weird situations like this, where I have a full line ready to go here. Let's just take a second, tidy this up a little. Okay. I'm sure that soon this will not make enough sense, but for now, I don't care. For now, we'll just get it gone. Alright, so I'm pushing this line as soon as it's square, I think I'm gonna not worry about this side right that second. And we're just trying to dig this corner down as far this way and straight as we can get it. So we can just work the line over. This corner is coming along nicely, actually. Like, let's just remove this entire corner. Try to get a better idea what's going on. So I really like being on grass for the pollution and stuff, but it makes it so hard to see. Like, it is ridiculous how much more difficult it is to see when you're trying to not blow things up. And we have the up right here, right? Yeah. There it gives us the ability to go deep one. I think we can go deep one here. Actually, this is the line that we want it to be. This is exactly correct. That is wrong. And currently that'll go to there, but that probably won't stick around for very long. So the question is, do we want to force the rest of this down, or do we want to wait till this is even? I think we just want to wait. Let's take this and pull it up. Oh, no power for you. And then currently this is all that's on that line. So let's just get it up. Anything we can get up, get moved, we're going to try to do real quick. We're going to try to get cleaned up and tidied. Any of this spaghetti we can... Uh-oh, power looks real bad. What's going on? Yeah, see, we've... This is our challenge. On the plus side, I don't have a problem going out and grabbing coals or trees or whatever. Come on, guys. We got emergencies. And that's what these are kind of for. We might even need to build some more. Should probably put a little emergency box here that I can feed directly. Alright, so we have a building. I'd like to move the science into a building just to make it smaller, and then I can get some more in there going. But I think that would be a waste of that particular resource right now. I've got to get the smelting stuff tidied up. that's enough of that. We should be able to grab enough iron there to not worry about it. Or copper. And then 500. I'm gonna prepare a second one. Okay, then we're missing iron and copper again. Let's just prepare a third one as well. It doesn't cost that much because it's a little bit of time to get them made. Third one going, and it's probably reasonable. Okay, the other thing I want to do is I want to set up a little factory, probably go here. Are these close enough I can just like, yeah it is. I would like it to be making these. About a stack at a time. That right now is probably going to be fine for what we're kind of looking for. Let's see. Also, I need at least 3 of those, I think. Let's grab 1, 2, 3. Alright, let's rearrange these lines a little bit out here. So let's take this copper out a little further. Probably in this ballpark. As iron is the top, I think we're going to move it all the way around to the outside lane. And it's possible someday in the future this needs to be more lines, and when that happens I'll be grateful and I will deal with it. But until then, I'm not gonna fight over it. Hoping I can get this to fit in here without dismantling too much of this right now. We have 3 buildings, so we can set this up, but we can't set up more buildings for this right now. Maybe we should. This is uncapped, right? Let's get a little bit more stored here, and this is uncapped. That's fine. Hopefully those 2 things will be enough to get us started for a minute. I'm just going to assume that this is enough going right now. Same thing with yeah, I think we're going to start shutting some of this down. We might have to ninja some of this stuff in place. Also, we need to rework our power. We do have big electric poles. I make a bunch of lamps real super fast. What are we missing for electric poles? Is it iron? No, it's definitely copper. All right. And then, do we have another? Do we have a building making buildings? Doesn't look like we do. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to temporarily repurpose this building to be this stuff. And nope, temporarily repurpose this building to be this stuff. But I'm going to take that out. Boy, so much work to not have to work so hard. And that's just a temporary hack. Alright, lighted poles. Let's get some lighted poles going. Oh, apparently we ran out of power again. So, run down here and grab this. Yeah, we have to get more coal coming in, which means we've got to get that line pushed out. So we need a little bit of something to jumpstart. Even if they're like hip hopping, struggling, trying to get in there, they'll eventually churn over. Alright, how are we doing in here? Pretty close. What else do we need? Here, grab some more of this. Not everything in my inventory, you dummies. Alright, so these need to be set to only filter pretty sure it took a lot of my stuff. Yeah, see? Stop it. Alright, that looks good. Alright, so we should have some big electric poles hanging out, big lighted electric poles. I really like this mod. I'm glad that Shu found it, actually, this lighted pole mod. Makes a lot of sense to me. Oh, this is already empty again. Yeah, we've definitely got a power problem. Alright, let's turn this guy into this guy. Manually feed everything in there that it needs for... I literally put those in there. Oh, I guess I didn't. That looks like a lot of coal, but that's not really that much coal. And this is emptying straight into there. Because iron and stuff is just eating the coal. Alright, let's get this picked up. That mined. Let's get this line mined. She has a little bit of coal coming in up here, not a ton. And let's also see what we can do about here. And just for, I don't want to say symmetrical-less, but just for a little bit more depth, we'll set it up like this. Yeah, this guy's got a lot of coal. That's good. Oh, somewhere over here we need to switch this to 2 sides too. Somewhere in this ballpark. As soon as we get more lighted poles going, life will be a lot brighter. Alright, so we're actively working on this. This one's basically done. See, it's not quite even all the way across, but we are making good progress at getting it even all the way across. How's this guy? These are both getting close to done. Maybe when these are done, I'll go ahead and start pushing out. Again, the problem is as soon as you do that, you'll never get that corner square. As soon as you give up and you're like, yeah, whatever, let's start pushing it. It just becomes impossible. We got a little bit. That little corner crud in there. Enough to surprise us and murder something. Alright. So what we're going to do is set up one of these. Just kind of as our junk holder here. Because we can't hold all this right now. Much as we would love to. And a whole bunch of the factory is going to come screeching to a halt. That is totally fine. Because I should have just had it go straight into here. I don't know what I was thinking. Well, oh, and this is let's turn this off, please. This copper is doing copper things. Those things should basically bleed out pretty quick. That guy should bleed out pretty quick. Start dismantling a whole bunch of this. Don't have, you guys get a little bit. Alright. So let's start dismantling here. I'll pick up these with stuff on them. I mean, I'm going to pick up these as well. Grab all of the coal here, get the coal and these other raw materials shoved in there. looks pretty good. We have power coming over. Can we set up another power over here? And we can not disable that power. There, that'll work. Take it! Take that power and like it! Alright, perfect. So let's actually grab a blueprint book. I like having a blueprint book for various things that we pull into a lot. We don't need these. Don't need that. Alright. Alright, so we're gonna jump up here. So much value. We'll grab this. Just trying so hard to get this one. Here, I got it. Get in my backpack. Stick this here. And, oh, I guess we need a bunch of these. Which we can make not very many because we have a whole bunch of rings missing. Make millions. Let's go. Does this currently matter? Probably not that much. Alright, let's get you switched to copper, please. Get you switched to copper, please. Quinn. No. No. Alright, so there's our copper storage. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pick up this. We don't really have that much copper right now either, but let's see. Let's leave room for 4. Not that I'm considering this the bus, but I want to transfer it down to wherever we decide the bus is going to be, and I want to make sure there's at least room for 4. I'm hoping that I'm leaving enough room that if I can scoot these out a little bit, put the bigger 6x6 building in. Because we don't have them, it's hard to kind of judge. But I'm hoping. Actually, give me another stack of that, please. So we're like pseudo pulling off of the. It's kind of a bus here, but not really. And it's mostly just because I'm not redesigning all that just yet. Alright. And then what we're going to do is we're going to grab this design. But we're going to probably want the fuel to come in from the top. Which means we'll have to make a few changes again. Everything else here is fine. You know, honestly, this doesn't need to be like that, unless we put another small line in there. That was weird. Alright. Faster, robots, faster. Reason why is they were low on power. And now low on belts. So awkward. So what are we missing? We're missing a bunch of belts and a bunch of arms. Cool, I guess. Back to where you actually need to be. And somewhere in here I should have some arms for me. Did science going again. That's not really that much storage. It looks like a lot of storage, but it's not that much storage. Don't want that there. I don't know where I want it, but I don't want it there. Maybe get you guys back working on this again. I also want to grab this, and I'm going to just take another one of these, basically just do the exact same thing. I'm going to set this for the warehouse buildings. There's a bunch of iron in there. It needs some copper too, I think. Some copper. We don't have a lot, but we have a little bit. Free at the moment. We'll dump this copper in here as well. And then I want it just to build me whatever it can get away with. Which probably won't be a ton, maybe 2. But that should be enough to get us going again. Okay. Get this guy finished going. My throat's finally starting to feel a little better. Put a lot of tea through already this morning. Oh, we didn't grab the up here yet. let's make sure these are set for that. That is getting stored. Alright, let's get some power down here, shall we? And then this is copper. And then this is smelting. And this is just copper plates. There we go. Now, we do need more steel going pretty quickly. I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to take steel and work with it yet. But something I do know is I don't want this to be like that. Okay, so how many of these do we have now? We need more stone. I make one. I can't. Put that in there. You only have a little bit of iron. Another one pretty quick. Again, we gotta be careful. That's a trap. It looks like there's plenty, but there's not. There never is enough. Alright, so it looks like this has got 2 buildings coming. So we have 2 at our disposal. So again, we're basically going to take another copy of this. Give it ample room. Hope that that's enough. This will be the bricks, the stone bricks. So we're going to take from this side. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to alternate every other one. So I can hopefully more easily, theoretically more easily control the coal consumption. Now I could do these straight lines a lot quicker. Also, we're probably going to have to go grab the grab the furnaces. But that should greatly reduce the everybody healed. Alright, so once again we're missing a bunch of stuff, but this stuff's doing its best to hammer along, so it'll be okay. Alright, so this is going to end up being don't need that much in there. We're still early in the Factorio game. We don't need to have all that tied up in there. Nah, it's not. We have that set up. We have a brick. Basically brick storage, although brick storage will probably end up being relatively small. Probably doesn't need a building of its own. Yeah, you don't need a whole building for brick storage, at least not yet. So maybe we'll just have one of these be brick storage. We're getting close. We're gonna have to do some landfill-y type action here pretty soon, which is fine. Alright, so let's grab this design. I know a lot of people are probably going, wow, you're wasting so much space in there, but we can tile those around pretty nicely. And then once power's hooked up in here, we can also do some other shenanigans inside this room. But in the November map that I was kind of fiddling with, I found that I was really struggling to store stone. Pretty quickly, actually. It got away from me very fast. Speaking of, I kind of want to get a second copper going here. There's so much copper in here, I want to get it out and moving. Alright, so we're in the process. How are we doing down here? This one's good. So maybe we take the time to shove this over now. We've got to start it sooner or later. And this is probably as good a shot as any. So let's grab... So one of the problems is that my sorting is here, which means I've got to bring it back down. So it's possible I want this to go south and over. Let's try turning that around. This is like oddball junk over here, so let's just grab it and pull it back this direction. Can we start grabbing some of these little poles? Get them out of here. So you guys need a little pull there. No problem. So is this just assumed to all be iron? Is that what's going on? Yeah. Yeah, I don't love that. So let's shift this like that for now. Now at least throw it through the sorting facility. Sweet, we got the bigger buildings now. So I kind of want to do recursion. It's expensive, but it's going to make so many things so much easier. Particularly when I want to do the steel. So what I want to do is I want to put the iron storage inside of one of those bigger buildings, and then inside that bigger building I also want to take and convert it to steel, or some into steel, and also inside that bigger building I want to take and convert it later down the road into titanium, I think is what it is. So if I can in the future, it'll work really nice. Rock and roll. Yeah, I like how this works. It's based a lot off of how Neilhouse has got his stuff set up, but instead of using 2 long arm inserters, he can go a little deeper than we can. Okay, that looks like exactly where that needs to stop even. Darn it. I was afraid of that though. This one just doesn't quite work. And that can't work because of that. Yeah. It'll get better as things get a little... The question is, can I get power there though? Have to get some steel, I guess. Put, there we go. I'll at least start getting it going up there. Again, we can assume all this is going to be iron until we get to a little deeper, but I'd rather not make assumptions about what may or may not be going on in here. We are out of belts. Look how quickly we're going through the belts. It's pretty sweet. Means we're making real progress. I don't love that this is taking up has a space in there, but I think I can live with it for now. I mean, it would not be the end of the world to push this out another notch. Let's just do that. For my own personal symmetry here. Now, I don't remember what the math is for orange or yellow belts to thingies. I know it's like 30 something, probably 32. And this game is kind of built off a pattern, so it's probably 16, 32, blah, blah, blah. That tends to be how these kind of things work in Factorio. So let's shove this guy over another notch, pull another line over. Tell this one no, you're done. And then grab another down line here. So let's find roughly 16. Yes, roughly 16. Let's grab this guy, pull him down like that. See if that fixes our problem with not all the belts running. And then now that this mess is kind of figured out, let's turn this back around, because I want to make sure this has got priority. We'll feed it over here. Which again is a little bit of a hack, a little bit of a mess, but I'm not going to sweat the small stuff if I can help it. Whatever I stuck in there should still be in here. There we go. Like, nothing should be able to exit this without my express permission. The other nice thing about having it like this is eventually I can scoot this over, maybe, and be able to have better storage someplace. In the previous game, I had this sorting inside of a warehouse that also had a little bit of storage. I don't like that upon reflection, because it only gives you so many lines in if you're running into and out of one of these warehouses, factory buildings. But if you're using one of these, you have 6 per side, so you can have 12 in and 12 out really easily. And that should cover all of your sorting needs all day. At least it should cover my sorting needs all day. Alright, so let's pull these. Probably make this stop. Yep. Are we having a power problem again? Kind of looks like it. So let's run over here and grab some more of this. And then, I actually changed my mind on this part. Let's take that out. And let's flip it more like this. And then let's give input priority to the right side. So that'll always feed this. And hopefully that'll... If this starts to get saturated, I'll be able to set up a buffer there. That's the hope. Until we get the major coal storage set up. Which does occasionally get to happen. Maybe not in this map, not right now, but eventually it does get to happen. Alright. So our goal is to get to here, right? This doesn't need it. But this will. So we allow for that. Boom, boom, boom. The other thing I'd like to do is I'd like to figure out a grid and work within that grid. But I think I want the grid to be based off of the bigger, not the poles, if I can help it. Alright, so yeah, this is not quite saturated. That's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to keep working. Excellent. Speaking of keep working. This one can't work yet, but this one can. Oh, he's got a lot. Let's see. Do I want to put a balancer in here? I probably do. Currently we have what? 6 to 6? What does a 6 to 6 balancer look like? Do I have a balancer book? Do we not have 6s in here? 4, 3, nope. This book is junk. Where'd that book go? So that way, let's look at Factorio prints. Balancer, search titles, balancer. Alright, so here's a yellow balancer that goes all the way to 8x8. Copy to clipboard. This is exactly what I'm looking for. This may actually get added to my all the time do that here. Some of these though might get removed because some of them I just don't feel to be necessary anymore, but 6 to 1, 6 to 6, nice. And we can, what, glue it in right here, even? Alright, temporary shut-off of imports. It's going to be real bad. I agree. Where's my balancer book? My balancer book over here. And we're going to lock that down. You want to see what's going on? Sure, let's see what's going on. hope there's all the materials we need. Didn't even think about checking that. Nice. There we go. So if we can do basically one on the corners, one for each of these two corners, and then get this line down and that line down, I would be pretty pleased. We may have to double our burner inserters too. That would suck. Gotta get more coal coming in, which again means we've got to get this line on this side clear. I think that's my thickest patch of coal for a while is going this direction, so I can get this going, and then as we're ready we can start working down, and that'll be very great, because we have to work our way down to this crude oil anyway, so working it down this direction would be really nice. So we're kind of going to focus in these two directions, this way and down, and not so much this direction, but I do want to get it smoothed out because this is a lot of iron. Like, one of the problems I was having in the previous map is I just could not get enough iron, and this is insane little group of iron up here, nice little insane group of iron over here. So I definitely want to take the time and energy to get that running. Nice. I like how this is done. So let's, since it's done, let's grab like this. And let's switch. Just like that. And then this will get switched out to actually be that. Myself 2 spaces here. Boop. I'll probably need to have more eventually, but for right now I don't want to push it. I also want to set up some sort of logic on this to reserve some stone, which it doesn't look like I have at the moment. Did I not do? Let's get this finished. I'd like to have some reserve stone. We don't really have that much in there. So all that's left in this is wood. Everything else is getting moved out. But you kind of, I hope the idea is starting to come together for you. At least in my mind, how it's going to kind of work. And then like I said, someday this could move down here more directly. And things could come in one side or the other, or both sides, and then filter out through the top. Out through the top and gone. There we go. There's our circuit conditions. I'd like this to work. I'd like this to work too. But I think I just want to continue to hammer on this. No, let's work on this for now. The chest connections are actually really sweet. Oh, and we don't have any bricks getting made. So let's see. This will come in from the bottom. Yeah, from the bottom. And what do we set up here from the bottom? We did 1, 2, 3, 4. That's good. That's good spacing. 1, 2, 3, 4. it was the fourth thing. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it was the fourth thing. And it's this one. Yeah, that looks nice. So eventually I'm hoping to have multiple lanes of coal over here. We'll just be able to peel off of that. For now, not that we have coal to worry about anyway. Oh boy, alright, so these are getting close to being done in this position. We'll have to panic about that pretty soon. I see you. I see you. I caught you. Alright, speaking of caught you, let's do this and a bunch of these. And set this little box up here. I assume you're going to need power. And you want to let me know. I don't need it to make noise, but I would very much like it to warn me that the coal is low. And I would like you to do that when this coal is less than or equal to, let's say, 100 in that box. Okay. So let's check up here. This guy is pushing around a little bit of coal. Again, not very much. I think this line is ready to move. Just trying to keep this hacking over here. Can't have both of these be deep. So I want that one to be deep though. Alright, so I guess these guys aren't going to be deep. These are going to be on the line. Kind of sucks, but... Alright, well there's our coal problem. These guys are seriously close to done as well. This one was still expecting 10, so we need to remember that. What's nice is if you can do that, then out like in various places, you can use that as a way to gain some extra footholds. But I don't feel like I could necessarily support that. If I had enough that I could maybe square this out a little bit, I could run there, but it's a pretty big if. I also kind of want to try something by putting my power out in the middle of the water where I can easily defend it. This looks good. I like how this is working. We may not be able to wait for this corner. Actually, this corner is caught up here. That's good news. How much more even can we get here? Oh, that's nice. That's a nice meatball. Are you clicking into this? No, of course not. Darn it! We may not be able to keep this like that. We just may not have enough copper coming in. Or enough coal coming in. Now that's all the way out. Alright, just put everything into keeping the factory running for a little bit. I know that seems counter. Whoa. I actually have a little bit more than I want. That's a little bit more coal. I think we turn the factory back on again. I mean, it's not really sending very much coal that way. Alright, so what I'd like to do is keep a reserve up here of, let's say, 1,000. We need more than 1,000 probably, right? 1,000 greater than equal to, let's say, 4,000. Wire up. And that should get it pretty close to 4,000. And then the other thing we're going to do is we're going to take a factory, and we'll probably set it right there, and this is going to get converted to, let's see, I kind of want it to be a little bit out of both storages. This is going to be this guy. And for now, I want to make sure we have plenty, but it's not going to be a problem. And then let's have this guy reserve, but instead of 4,000, let's make this like 2,000, 3,000. I swear, we're gonna get more coal, boys, and it's gonna be great. Girls, people. What? I literally just stuck a bunch in there. You should not still be winking at me. Okay, you turned it off. We just need to finish its cycle, I guess. Alright, can I rework this to be less spaghetti now? It doesn't have to be no spaghetti, just less spaghetti. Excellent. Just the more we can get things cleaned up, the better. Don't like how this is still kind of set all weird, but again, I'm not going to stress over a little bit of weirdness. Look how massive copper is. Copper's always like that, though. Alright. Are we ready to start setting up some actual stuff? Not quite. Until we kind of get our coal situated, I really want to focus on coal and smelting stuff. 160. Alright, I'm going to dump this coal into here. It's not going to... It's just going to be a little bit of a band-aid, but I'll take a little bit of a band-aid. Alright, so what I'd like to do is start squaring this up. Because what I'd like to have, at least temporarily, is I would like to have someplace where we have a factory building that takes and makes some iron, starts making steel. Yeah, we're just constantly still feeding the machine. How are these guys doing? A lot of these guys are close to done. Again, we're really struggling because of these corners, because it starts round. The starter area is round, but we will push on. I'm tempted to put a stop to the science for a little bit, but if we stop science, we're dying. So we can keep trucking away at this, which I would love. I don't care about long mining. Factory preview. It's not very much. Man, I am chilly. It's probably because Quinn came in and opened the door. Which is good. Being chilly burns calories. My fat guy. But we're just gonna put our little blankie on and conserve a little bit more of this body heat. I said we're definitely starting to feel the effects of Remington coming home ill. The plague is real with that one. We're going to put this one in here. We're going to pull that little one back out. We're going to start getting this out. It's probably incorrect. I don't think I care. Also, you know what? We could, because we have that little area, some of those can start getting put out in the boxes, right? Interesting. Wonder if we can get more coal coming in from this gap now. Also, we have so I could jump power in. like this, right? And then how far over does that grab? That might be too much. But if I get power from this one, and this one, and that one, and this one, I knew one of these was not going to work. Actually, why am I still doing electric burner drills here? Mostly because I didn't want them to be crazy. But because of this, being able to get power in here, yeah, a lot more emergency coal and make a big nasty looking hole. But I'll take what I got right now. I guess that means I should be working on little outposts someplace. I wonder how much. Like, I wonder if I can start doing something up this way. I don't want to get too carried away because I want to keep as much of these trees around as possible. I don't want any fishes. But starting those guys digging around there would not be the worst idea. And then if I can make just a little bit of landfill up there to start digging it out, have a big old pile of emergency it doesn't have to be a ton. Just a little bit of a foothold to get in there. I'm going to regret that hole, I think, at some point. But if it keeps the factory running long enough for me to get some other stuff done, I'll take it. Oh no. Now I feel real bad. Okay. Why is this set up like that? That seems crazy. There we go, whatever. It doesn't really matter, but... Okay, those guys are going, this is going. This is doing its thing. Any more's down here? Yeah, see? That's making good progress. Again, I'm afraid that we're mining out our effing future. We're stealing from... It's like the federal debt. We're stealing from tomorrow to pay for today. But I don't think I have a better choice right now. We've got to get to this. If we get to this, life is good. Alright, speaking of... Let's move this guy here. Again, just to try to get this closer to in line. Corners suck. This line is pretty close. How about you guys? Yeah, you guys are in your final little push here. Which is nice. How about you guys? Not bad. Take it. Again, these corners. Once we get auto, I saw some interesting stuff happening. Also, can we just, like, in our backpack? Yeah, we don't have that science unlocked yet. Man, so much right now is just dependent on getting things going. How many do you think we need from the bottom? If this is not quite full. It's 18. Maybe it's not 16 that saturates the line. I mean, the other thing we could do is we could dive deep down this line and then push it out sideways. That would give us coal today and give us a plan for tomorrow. I guess let's do that. Alright, so this is a priority line. Actually, let's put that here. And then we will prioritize here, but then we will grab this line. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Alright. Okay, so we're gonna use this to dive. And this will be our pattern right straight down through this. This will help us get closer to the coal as well, I'm hoping. And then as we can, we'll take this and move it out to the sides, I guess. I don't know, it's a little questionable as a strategy, but I gotta do something. Speaking of do something, how is our pollution levels? Oh yeah, they're still super tiny. It's the really nice thing about having all of these trees around. And because we're using the early game robots as a little bit of a help, it's not the worst thing in the world to kind of add in there. So we can't do this until we get Science Pack 3, which we can't get until what? I thought Science Pack 3 was unlocked with. I mean, clearly it unlocks with yellow. It's got to be somewhere in the oil chain here, right? Like it's got to be reds or something. So we need to start moving down the oil line, but I just don't want to move down that research yet. I guess we'll keep trucking along in this. How many trees do we have? An unreasonable amount of trees. Who do we have? Do we have Remy? Whoever it is didn't come in here. I feel like power is starting to become less of an issue right now. That's better. Alright, so now the question is, do we have enough power plants? We do not. Take one out. Take one out, pass it around. Oh wait, no, that's a different thing. She says she knows about jokes. This time the joke is on me. Well, I have no opinion about. What was a Remy? Alright, so first off, let's use a little bit of our precious landfill to make that go away, because it bothers my sensibilities. Second of all, where do we want to haul things to? Again, the fantasy world will be these will go out here. We clearly don't have enough landfill. I don't think. Maybe we do now. It takes a lot of landfill to dive into water like that. Let's see. How many landfills do we have? Probably 8? 10. Nice. Yeah, we're just not mining that much stone right now. Most of the stone comes from over here, which is part of the reason we are going to push that way a little bit to get through that stone. I don't know if there's more stone. There's some over here, but that's so far away. So it's got to come from over here. But I'd like to be able to move this all together as a unit. So we have 10, huh? Yeah. It's close. Alright, not that close. And I could move some of this line out, but I really want it to get straight. This uranium's kind of a problem, but leave it alone. This is ready to come down. Every time we can push this like this, it's going to be great. Now, I wonder if we should be doing that little probe mining over here. Probably not. Speaking of probe mining, let's grab the what's up there now. And let's also pour some stuff in here. Hey, Beep. What's up, Bubba? You're just in a car accident. Are you okay? You must not be too bad a shape. You're talking at me. Hit your head pretty good. That sucks balls. I'm glad you're okay though, my friend. Any damage to, like, any serious damage? Your car's totaled? Jeez. That is like the worst. Your fault, their fault? Your fault? Ugh. That's the worst. Like, there's very little... Oh, jeez. Got myself stuck. There are very little worse feelings than... There's an accident and it was your fault. Man, I'm so sorry to hear that. But you're okay, which is the important bit. And it's just things. Things can be replaced. Assuming you don't have a serious injury. It'll probably not be that bad. Poor Ray, she was hit like 3 times in not a very bloody long period of time, and she is still recovering from people hitting her. It's very little worse than people getting hit with a car or having a car accident.
basic iron stuff being made here.
So what was nice about this before is I had a good design, but it wasn't built on this side. It was built coming in this way vertically. Oh yeah, I guess that doesn't work. So I should be able to build it like this, I think. What I should just be able to do is take coal like here, split it, oh jeez, what a mess. I don't have robots, so I can't repair it right now. So I'd like to put a pipe in there. And then what we would do is we would go like water in here, maybe. And water come in like there and then up here. So we just take water up there and water down this way. I think this is the most reasonable plan. So let's take this blueprint, take that out, grab my robots back, let it slap down whatever it can. Although we're just gonna pick up everything anyway and tighten it down to a significantly smaller number. Oh, also we don't need any power poles. So let's rid ourselves of power poles. That also saves us a space too, doesn't it? It does. Get rid of power poles. We get rid of the space and we don't need the spacer. Yeah, never mind, this whole... that whole part is bad. Let's just put an extra one in. An extra pair. That's okay. We can do that. That'll be fine. So it didn't save us as much space as I was hoping it was gonna. If we were to start doing this way, though, instead of the far sides, we can save that much space on other things. Alright, let's go get those pipes and stuff from up here. Start queuing up to move our power up there. Looks like I can use some more of these. Grab some pipes. Grab some underground or whatever pipes. Missing iron, I guess. Alright, sweet. A little bit more of this, so. And right now we're coming in here. Do we want to keep coming in here? Do we want to come in from the bottom? Yeah, I don't think I want to come in from the bottom. I think I do want to come in up there. Alright, so. Like that. There's the current coal. Hopefully that is not going to completely destroy us right now. And I guess for now this doesn't have to be like that. But I assume at some point we're going to need more power. Alright, let's get 2 more of those rolling. Yeah, it's going to start complaining about coal real bad. But this is backed up. This is coming in reasonable. We should be able to grab some coal pretty fast. We'll grab this. In fact, I think we could probably safely disassemble this now. I don't know, I hope so anyway. I'll let the system kind of feed itself there. Oh nice, these are coming along nicely. This is probably the one at the very, very bloody end. Oh no, it's a nice one. Sweet! That's moving along way ahead of schedule. Very nicely, as a matter of fact. And then for the emergency overload... Oh, this messes up because this always will steal from that. That's not gonna... I don't know how to tell that to steal out of there only when... Because I don't think I can... Maybe I can. And this is greater than... Greater than 5. Can I do that? No, this is always stealing out of there. Equal to 5? Oh, it's... What are you reading? Is it reading itself? there a way to do this? Okay, so this is feeding it the expected resources. Can I ask it to do... Yeah, it doesn't look like it. Alright, yeah, there's not a way to do what I want to do there. Kind of sucks. The bow looks really good, though. Okay, so where do we want to go with this? I think this is going to be the start of our... Yeah, I really don't like the idea of using these as the... Is that straight? That's not straight. Okay. So we're going to try to do... Oh, nah, I don't think we can quite make that line up that way. Because of these buildings. Yeah, I'm going to... Yeah, that's not going to work. We're gonna center the base around... this, I think. This concept right here. Alright, this is the center of the base. I think. So, eventually everything will work off of this initial grid point. Alright, how many landfills do we have up here right now? Probably not very many. Yeah, none. I forget what the just do it all command is. Nice. I was really afraid that I'd have to go out there. Perfect. Alright, so this guy can go. This guy can go. We'll eventually get that adjusted. So this is the important pole. Wait, why is this not... That should have connected, I think. Oh, it did. Alright, so we will use that to connect there. Alright, so now if we look at our map, and we turn on our grid, we should start to see the beginnings of a nice grid there. Believe me, there's plenty of mess. Alright, we need some water coming up in here. Alright, so we need input to output, I believe that's how that works. Alright, why is this? Oh, because I didn't connect anything. Boop. Alright, now this guy's making power, so let's turn it out. Let's take this and put this guy into our book here. Let's grab another blueprint. Okay, so now that's the exact amount of power we already have running, which was not enough, but should be able to start disassembling this. And then as soon as it's done, we should be able to grab it and move it. I just don't want to burn what's already available, like anything that's already made steam. Like, we already spent coal on this. We don't need to spend any more coal on it. Or not waste any more coal on not having the power. There you go, that's how to say that. And the steam is gone. This performance is dwindling pretty quick. The save steam is falling. Again, the factory is primarily using the other one up there right now. And good enough for government business. All right. Alright, let's go ahead and just build this 1, 2, 1. Get this whole line running. Alright, so we have 18. I have no idea how this works. Let's see. Output is Control R. Increase max throughput. Oh, I did it the wrong way. call it 20 for right now and see how that acts. This is currently producing 2.5, but I think that's because we're drawing 2.5. Our potential performance is... I don't know. Available... It's so hard to read that part. Like, we're producing this much. We're satisfying all of our needs. So, if that let's call that 5% at 3. Yeah, I just need to figure out how to do this. I never can remember. Does it say here? Alright, so maximum power output is 90 kilowatts. Or sorry, 900. So 900 times 18, of course divided by 1000, is 16.2? And this is saying it's going to do 20. That's pretty close. We could add... Let's see. If we were going to go do 20 divided by 0.9, how many would that be? 22.2. So 18... I can't make anymore. But that's okay. That's close enough, I think. And that should cover all of our power needs. For a little bit, at least. Now, science. The first frontier. The biggest pain. These can go now. Should have more than enough miscellaneous junk in there. Keep a little bit. I'm pretty pleased with that stuff right now. Alright, let's check our lines. Alright, so theoretically that should go there, which looks like it'll run. Well, that was wrong. Can we get one here? Looks like it. Well, I'm not sure what's got Honeybee so excited, but I just saw her Discord light up. Alright. Alright, hang on, I'm gonna go check this out. Oh, okay. Alright, nothing. Nothing important for me. Alright, good. Alright, let's do this guy. That would go that guy. That would go this guy. That would go this guy. You turn this way. That was this line. I don't like putting this little notch in here, but for now it'll be fine. There we go. That's a lot less spaghetti. Alright, again, I don't care for this though. Alright, so let's grab everything from here to here. We'll slap it down there. So they don't need this fish. No, alcoholics. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Stop. Abort. Abort. Alright, so this stuff was all at least one line too far this way. So it's a tough... It's gotta go there. It's possible that we could shift to the bigger electric poles here. Now what? Alright, that makes sense for this one, but not this. That's fine. That's not supposed to go that way anyway. Alright. So a lot of that was my bad. And by a lot of it, I mean all of it was my bad. So that should all start moving there. Looks good. Alright, this should... basically do that number. And then when this one's... like to get more of this running, but I think we just have to move this to here. line for power down this way. I have got to keep this line moving. I've got to get to this coal more reliably. Sucks because this corner is always going to be a little bit behind. Is that correct? It looks right. It is totally possible that I need to just consider this, everything below this point down to be the south and not the sides. And just consider this to be the side right here. Could put a little light in there, I suppose, to be the like a couple of lights tacked as the cutoffs for the corners, for the segments. Be kind of nice, actually. And then that would be the start of a unit. All right, so let's get this in here. That can get out. As much as I hate it, I think some variation of this will probably always be there. To cut the corner. Alright, so let's look. This guy comes over here. Comes this. This whole cluster right here comes together and goes in there. I mean, this is pretty much 2 full lines anyway, so as far as I'm concerned, there's no reason to screw that up anyway. Just leave that 2 full lines. How are we doing here? These are getting super close to needing to move. This guy's going to be the last one. That seems odd. We have another line here. Okay. Let's see. Let's get this fixed. Start getting this get all this stuff kind of refigured out. And this is starting to square up nicely, although this is actually a little bit behind. So, I think we can actually start grabbing... I don't think I can make this fit in the way the grid is currently lined up. Can I grab the little one? Can we make the littler one work? Figure we're gonna have some explosions here. It does suck, but this guy's broken. So can we somehow glue this in a weird... Okay, so we bandaged that. So that's band-aided fixed. Man, I wish I had some socks. You know, like some nice socks would be good. I actually need to wrap up here in the next 15-20 minutes or so anyway, so I guess this will be a good reminder. In fact, I'm gonna set myself a reminder to, let's call it a 20-minute reminder. Yeah, I've got a doctor's appointment. I need to get showered and ready for that. Migraine life, my friends, it's always bad. Alright. This is the highest right here. We can go there. I honestly would like this to come up here, merge into this line. I want to prioritize this line because it's where the coal is currently coming in at. I hate that this is going to take so long. Alright, let's figure out. Wow, we don't have any iron on us? It's a different problem from what we've been dealing with lately. Do I want to put my fish in there? Not really. We'll put our fish in this box. Alright. I'm going to try to get as much of this going as we can get away with. Which again is going to involve some really messed up looking Let's just go like this. Yeah, we got this whole corner that's all jacked up, but it's coming along. Slowly but surely. Yeah, I like a lot of what we're doing here. We need to increase our stone, though. Oh, we should probably also fuel. Not that we're using a lot of fuel right here, but we should probably make it where it works. Just in case. Alright, are we ready to move this mess? Everything looks like it's turned off. That would be amazing. Yeah, I really dislike picking up and moving this whole line like this. I just don't have a better way to do it right now. You know, if the trees can be kept, I'm down with keeping the trees. If they can be kept. If they can't be kept, not gonna hurt my feels. Alright, and we should be clear all the way to here. Ugh. I can't see. Alright, we're gonna find out stuff starts exploding pretty bloody quick. I think things are gonna explode. Yep. I was one too far. Damn it. Okay. I was one too far. I need to figure out how many over it is. One. Here, let's undo this one too. Nope. Yeah, leave that one. Alright, so one. Easier to see at least. I think it's there. It just... I think that's rare. I think it's still one closer than it could be. Like, it could be one further back than this. So, right now, 1, 2, 3, 4, but I think it can go 5. Let's pick it all back up. Pick it all back up. I think it's 5. Alright, so that's the original. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, 6. Alright. Whatever that last one is. Such a pain. Alright, so 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's actually rename this to 6. And we'll save that one in here. I did not. There we go. 6. work on getting this corner kind of fought in here a little bit. Mostly just because it's got coal here. Do not like. Do not like. No! No, I will not get sick. I probably will get sick, but I will not succumb easily. Stupid sulfuric acid. Alright, looks like I'll make that leap. Alright, this is ready. Alright, this is going to have to be a little bit different too. Is this one? I think that's one. It's fine. Again, this is primarily digging down this. And we'll shove it. Once we get kind of far down, we'll shove it this direction both ways. Alright, how's this coming? So we've got this one, which really is part of this one, which is really part of this, and then this guy, who really could be treated up as part of this line. About my generation. This is a full line now. Oh boy. So I don't want this side loaded anymore if it's a full line. Can we do this? Of course we can. I'll put a full line in. Still prioritizing this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. Yeah, it's going to be overloaded, this line. I just don't have a good way to cram that in elsewhere. Guess that'll kind of work. This is getting a little sloppy right here, but I don't have a better way to get that out. A little bit of coal, nice. This is all running, so we got some stone coming in finally. If anything, we have too much up here. I'm less worried about it though. This side I'm not as panicked about, although maybe it'd be okay to slap a... They're clearly not both full here. That'll just help, I guess. Oh, that doesn't work either. Really? Sucks. That means we probably were one lowered this time. And then we can do this because we're finally past this little patch of uranium. Alright, how much more time do we have left on our clock here? 4 minutes. I bet in 4 minutes we can start to set up what transition our actual science. At least start it. Probably won't be able to finish it. We can also probably fix this line a little bit. So let's see. What if we did a... Again, I realize this is super sloppy. Alright, this is what we're going to do. We're going to turn this into 2 lines here. And we're going to hope at some point we'll have enough room that we can add a second line. I think we will pretty easily. It's just a matter of time and fighting. In fact, we might be able to do that right now. Let's do... Let's just do this instead. And then we can pull this out, because we know where we can get that now. Honestly, same thing with power. We should rearrange the power in such a way that don't have to worry about it. And then gears we can shift around to be this side. Alright, that'll work. that gives us 2 lines of coal coming out for right now. Eventually, we'll have the coal storage probably somewhere, maybe over here, and then we can shift the coal feeding to be this way and down, and then some up. It's a little tough on coal. I guess we could also put coal storage like way over here, then have a dedicated line run this way up to there, and then shift the feeding this direction. That might be better when we kind of get a little bit more wiggle room in the coal here. Alright, let's figure out moving science. It doesn't have to go in here just yet, but let's at least figure it out. I'd like to get yellow and green science in, which means we need to have something like this. Do we want to pump in green circuits in here now, or just make them? I think we want to pump them in. So actually, let's shift this to a couple of different things, actually. Alright, so this is actually going to be something crazy. And a lot of people are going to go, this is crazy. And that's totally correct. But we're going to take 2 line... Oh, there's the time. Alright, so we're going to finish this thought, and then we're going to get out of here. So, what I want to do is I want to take a line of copper, like this, and as many blues as I need to make this work. I don't think this has to be like any land speed records here. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna make copper wire. And I don't know how many it's gonna take to empty a yellow line. Probably that many. And then we're going to basically output that copper line into one of these. Alright, and what'll probably end up happening is we'll end up taking like here out. Probably going like that. So that's every other one. So it'll probably be more like this. Probably exist closer like that, and then we will output potentially several lines of copper wire, but for right now probably just one. Let's make sure that this is set up for only copper wire out. Now the reason we're doing this is a couple of reasons. One, I find it to be far superior to just go ahead and put copper wire, not on the bus per se, but as a major stop in your production line. I'm kind of curious. Let's see, was that this one? Yeah. kind of curious exactly where I want to put this. Even. Here's probably fine. For now, actually. And then... we'll take this line. And we'll put that there. And this line will just go straight over to it. Said I'm not sure how many it's going to take. To empty this line. Looks like that's not quite enough. Let's see what happens if we... Yeah, it's still not quite enough, but that's okay. That is not a problem. So let's clear this, and what happens if we clone here? Well, you know what? For now, that's probably enough. Like, it's working on it. We just can't, we can't get the copper out fast enough is the problem right now. So we need the bigger inserters. Which, I'm not even sure where the bigger inserters are at. There they are. Yeah, we've got a lot of... I guess we start working on this just so we can get the bigger inserters. And then what we're going to do is also to kind of finish this thought. Oh, look at this. I don't have to make any copper wires. Alright, we have some. Good. Is we're going to wire this up. And we're going to have these guys run when copper wire is less than... Let's say 10,000? I know that sounds like a ton. But once you start putting in your green science and stuff like that, it's going to go by, in your red science, it's going to go by like that. And we might even need to like triple this or quadruple it. In fact, we probably will. We'll probably end up moving this line up and cutting one or two of these out and putting like 3 or 4 lines in. Because we will just go through the copper wire like it's candy. And then with that copper wire sitting there, we can grab another building. And we should probably get these buildings set up pretty quickly to be manufactured someplace. But, then what we can do is, now that we have a steady stream of copper coming out, copper wire, and just go like 3 or 4 over like this. Where'd it go? There it is. We go reasonable distance over, and we can build our green sign or our green circuits. That'll have to wait until next time. Alright, everybody. Maybe down. Actually, not over. Down. So we can start putting them on the line. Maybe scoot this pretty significantly over here. Anyway, y'all, I hope you're having a good time. I hope you're enjoying this. I really like the concept of this DangOREus. It feels like the water building, right? But without all the extra, like the wild world, but without all the complex nature of having to build the land and get all of your resources out of the water. Like, it's got a similar feel to me, where your space is limited, because that's one of the things that I think has always kind of made Factorio not super easy, but less challenging, is that you just have plenty of space. You're like, oh, just build it bigger than you think you need it to be, because why not? Alright guys, anyway, I'm going to shower, get to the doctor, stuff like that. Get the podcast out, take care of some work stuff, and then we'll be back later tonight with some Dungeons & Dragons action. I think we're level 5, maybe? Maybe 6? I don't know. And, get back to our monk goodness. Alright everybody, hope you had a good time. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, etc., etc., and we'll see you guys in the morning, or later tonight. Toodles.